It is not the Penjamins' fault. So, what's going on here is April 23rd. It's the 25th now, so 2 days ago, I uploaded a video called Day 2 No Penjamin Sucks. And let me tell you, Day 2 No Penjamin did in fact suck. That shit was ass. Ass. I went 3 days and some change. It's 10:41 right now, so pretty much 4 days. Like 3.7 days or something. With no Penjamin. I just took my first hit. You just saw it. I did take one little hit out of my bong earlier today. That was nice. I was doing some meditation just a little bit ago, and I mean, this is something I've known, but it's so easy to fall back on blaming other things. And of course, I want to make it clear, I am not diminishing addiction. Addiction is brutal. I've never been like super addicted to anything hard. I've dabbled in, most substances except for like the big three. But, I don't plan to ever touch those three. But, I've gone way over the line of where I should have. And particularly for me, alcohol is the one I've had problems with. I really like that shit. It makes me feel so good. But then I can't stop at the point where it makes me feel good, and so I just keep going until it makes me feel bad. And then I wake up and it takes like the next like 36 hours of my life, just boom, gone. I feel like shit. Really bad for my already fried brain. But we're not here to talk about alcohol. We are here to talk about Penjamin. So I have been trying to change my life for a long time, years now. Really about a year I've been trying to change my life, but not consistently. For the last except for the last month, that last 6 weeks or something. But before that, I was on like a 6-month bender. Fucking waking up every day, trying to figure out. The only thing that was on my mind every day for like 6 months was, how can I forget? That was it. For me, primarily the thing I'm trying to forget is money. It stresses me out so much. I started to develop, according to the doctor I talked to, a panic disorder related to money. I stopped talking to that doctor because I was paying him a bunch of money for him to fucking just tell me shit I already knew and give me pills that don't help. And then he lied to me about my pills, and that was it. I was like, fuck you, I'm done. But to bring it back to what I'm actually talking about here today, so obviously you can blame anything you want. And with things like, I don't know, I'll count alcohol, but not really. But once you're like deep in alcohol addiction, like alcohol, benzos, heroin, meth, those ones in particular, it's a much bigger issue. But I'm just talking about the things like weed, alcohol in smaller doses, just like casual, the things people do, casual party drugs or whatever. Even more than that, the people in your life, the habits you have. For some people, it's gaming or YouTube. For me, for a lot of years, it's been like social media, particularly fucking YouTube Shorts. That's just like crack. I just like I'll just be hanging out, and then before I know it, I've been scrolling on YouTube Shorts for like 45 minutes. I don't remember clicking. I don't even remember grabbing my phone or opening YouTube, but I've just been sucked into the hole. And once you're in the hole, it takes like an hour for you to just try to do something else before it can be entertaining again. But it's so easy to blame something else, whether it's this, or whether it's this, or whether it's, that one person in your life, or it's your job. It's so easy to blame things for your lack of progression. But what's important to realize is that this and this are tools. They're tools. And just as an example, like let's say you have a tool belt, and in the tool belt you have all the tool belt things. You got a hammer, screwdriver, nails, nail gun, wrench. I don't know, whatever the else goes in a fucking tool belt. Tool belt shit. And it's a magical tool belt, and each tool belt allows you to like fix a different problem in your life. If you just fucking every time you have a problem, if you just go straight for the hammer, it won't solve all of the problems. Sure, there are problems that can be solved by the hammer. The hammer's not bad. It can be the things can be solved with the hammer. But when using the hammer becomes your fallback, it becomes your natural instinct to just grab the hammer anytime you have a problem. That that's not, you are now misusing the tool, and it is negative to your life. And of course, it's important to acknowledge, at least for me, that so what's in here and what's in most pens you're getting these days is pretty much just distillate, just distilled cannabis oil, down and down and down, distilled as possible. And it's like, the way I think of it is like, a soda is good, but drinking high fructose corn syrup is not. And so it's undeniable that cooking your brain, just fucking getting zapped on this fucking distillate fried juice, is not good for you. That's undeniable. I say as I rip a fatty. So I'm not really talking about physical health in this. Oh, sorry, just hit the mic. That was probably loud. I'm not really talking about physical health in this video, just mental health. And your ability to change. So as the title says, it is not the Penjamin's fault. I know I'm not just based on what I see on social media, I know I'm not the only one who struggles with the Penjamin. The thing about weed is that, like, once upon a time, I was like, if I wanted to get high, I'd have to take some bud, grind it up, put it in my bowl, go outside to get the lighter, smoke it, a whole process. It's a whole variety of steps to get high. Not to mention you're getting the natural and correct terpenes and cannabinoids all in the fucking synchrony, But the thing with the Penjamin is it's right there all the time, and it tastes good. It feels great. It's so addictive. I'm no stranger to that hand mouth addiction. I'm a fucking vape fiend, man. I vape like a goddamn chimney. It's bad. Take a little hydration moment. Hydration, cheers. But yeah, as the title says, it's not the Penjamin's fault. I know lots of people just like me struggle with the Penjamin. And the thing is, once you blame the Penjamin, once you give it power, and just be clear, anybody who's not a fucking brain rot retard is gonna be like, Penjamin, what the fuck are you talking about? Penjamin is the term that's been coined for this fucking the little weed pens. Good old Fulcrum, a little bit of Yodiland, he started the wave. I personally love the word. Super fun to say. Yo, let me hit my Penjamin. I got my Penji, blink the Penjamin. It's just a good word to say. But I just thought I should explain that in case you didn't. But Penjamin got me faded. I forgot what I was even saying. But once you give the Penjamin the blame, or the weed, or the alcohol, or whatever it is, you lose power, and it traps you in this cycle. At least it does for me, I've noticed. Like, I went through a phase. I mean, I've gone through lots of phases with lots of different drugs. And typically how it happens for me is I do it. I start doing it because it's fun. And then it gets to this point of I feel guilty and I feel shame for doing it. And because I know it's wrong, and I know it's not productive, and I know it's not conducive to the life I want to live. I know that. And you get caught in this loop where you feel bad, so you do it more, and then because you want to forget, that's why you fucking started doing it in the first place, that and to have fun. So you want to forget, so you do it more, and then you feel worse, and then so you blame it, and then you lose your power, and then so you do more, and then it's just that cycle over and over. You lose that power. And, of course, it just like everything in life, it's all about perspective. An alternate title for this video was going to be Penjamin ruins perspective, but then I really thought about it, and that's where I came to it's not the Penjamin's fault. Because it's not. Penjamin doesn't fucking ruin anything. It doesn't do anything. It just sits there. Even when you hit it, the only thing it does is make you feel funny. You do everything, all of it. And the reality is there's people out there who, I don't know, for example, heroin. There's people out there fucking shooting up heroin or, geeking out on meth or whatever it is. And they're like more productive than you or I. And that really explains that it's not. And just to be clear, I'm not saying do heroin or do anything crazy. Really, I think the trick is to learn how to get through most of your time sober and comfortable with yourself. That's what I believe. But just be clear. But the reason that those people are able to do the bad things and still be so productive is because those people are productive people. It doesn't have anything to do with the drug. They are just able to do the things they don't want to do when they need to do them for the sake of the overall betterment of their life, which is what our generation is missing. Just be clear, I know I look like I'm an old man, but I'm only 21. So I'm in that Gen Z area, unfortunately, and that's what we struggle with as a generation, is doing the thing that you really, really don't want to do, but you need to do it for the general betterment of your life. And that's my biggest struggle in general, just throughout my life. But the overall point is that no matter what your vice is, everyone has a vice. They have a thing to make themselves feel better. Life is fucking hard. You need something to make yourself feel better. No, it's not, a substance for everybody, but everyone has something. And even if you indulge in that thing all day long, it doesn't really matter as long as you're a good person and you try your best and you do the things you need to every day to, be able to maintain some level of good life, and that you are getting better every day than you were yesterday. And that's really all there is to it. It has nothing to do with the hammer or the screwdriver or the nails or the wrench. It has to do with your ability to know when to use each tool the best in each situation. That's really my point. I'm sure this video would have been a little more clear if I didn't rip the Penjamin before, because the Penjamin doesn't fuck up your whole life, but it does make you faded 100%. Plus I also took an Advil PM about 50 minutes ago, so that's kicking in, feeling good. But yeah, life is it's a path, like you don't look down the sidewalk and you're like, oh my god, look at all those steps. How am I ever gonna do those steps? I'm just gonna sit here on the sidewalk. Well, that's fucking stupid. Get your bit. You don't do that. You would just sit there all day. It's dangerous, and you wouldn't have a good time. You just look at the sidewalk and you're like, oh, cool sidewalk, I guess. But I gotta go there. I got a place I gotta be down the sidewalk, and you just keep walking, and that's life, And another thing I've been dealing with is if you're thinking about the sidewalks put in like squares. I don't know if it is in other countries, but in America the sidewalk is like squares. If you're walking and you're thinking about a square that you really liked, like 12 squares back, you're not gonna notice the squares that you're walking on. Like if you spend your whole life thinking about like how good things used to be, or oh, things were better when, or oh, I wish I didn't, oh, I wish I would have, that is useless. That's like if I'm sitting here and I'm like, man, I'm so thirsty. Man, I'm so thirsty. If only there was something. If only there was something to do. I'm so thirsty. I guess I'll just be upset that I'm thirsty. When I can just with a little bit of effort, you know, not be thirsty. You get what I'm saying? You hear me? It's not the Penjamins' fault. It's not the booze's fault. It's not the game's fault. It's not, and it's not even necessarily your fault. I mean, it is your fault, but I like 100% your fault. But I feel like the term fault in, like, you know, today's society has become something of shame or guilt. But the thing is all that fault is, you know, it's your fault that your life is the way it is. All that means, the only thing that means is that you have to take accountability. And once you do that, you realize that all of the power is in your hands. That's what being at fault means, is that you had the power to make a change. That's all. And once you realize that, then you realize that you have the power to make the change. All you have to do is do it. It's my favorite thing Theo Vaughn ever said. Nothing changes if nothing changes. Yeah. So yeah, thanks for watching. I've been working on some videos in the background here. I just haven't uploaded anything. I was kind of beating myself up because I was like, man, I wasted my day. I took that bong hit and I just like relaxed and listened to music and played some video games and played VR. I caught up on some YouTube videos I wanted to watch. I fucking had some real good snacks. I was like, man, I fucking wasted my day. And then I thought about it and I was like, well, how do I feel now compared to how I felt at the end of my shift yesterday? And the answer is rejuvenated. I feel like, you know, sometimes you just need a day to just take care of yourself, to just chill. But that can't be every day. That's where the trick comes in, is that those days where you just chill and you just relax, you do nothing except purely only the things you want to do. And even then, you really only do the easy things that you want to do. Days like that can't be every day, because if they are every day, then there's no rejuvenation. There's just stagnation. You have to be exhausted to be rejuvenated, you know? Yeah. Cool. That's all the points I got. This Advil PM got me good. It's doing that thing where my eyes get all, you know. If you ever take any Advil PM or melatonin does it too. Then you know the game. But yeah, cool. I love you guys. Thanks for watching. Don't blame the Penjamin. Don't blame yourself. Just take accountability and make the change. That's all you can do. Thanks for watching, y'all. I love you. I hope you're doing well. Make sure you're drinking water. Like, for real. Make sure you're drink twice as much water every day as you think you should, and then some more before bed. We don't drink enough water. But yeah, I love you guys. Just it's not that deep, man. I have a tendency, me and lots of other people have a tendency to take life so seriously, like it's always a test. But like, yeah, my favorite Kanye West quote: "If your whole life, what does he say? If you're trying to get the answers right your whole life all the time, then your whole life is just a test. And when in school were you the most stressed? When you had a test." He is something like that. He said long before he went crazy. He's not really crazy. He just got crazy because no one would listen to him. But I'm not going to get into that on this channel. I'd like this channel to do well someday. Anyway, I'm going to take a pen rip, head out of here, go to bed. Actually, I'm probably just going to sit here for the next 30 minutes and edit this together. But I love you guys. I hope you're doing well, for real. Just keep pushing. Life is fucking difficult, but once you accept that it's not supposed to be sunshine and rainbows, it gets a lot more fun. So, peace out, y'all. Cheers. It is the Penjamin's fault that it's fucking clogged all the time. That's bullshit. Cheers, y'all. Love yourself. You're pretty dope.